Hi, thanks for stopping by, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through the livery editor in Hot Wheels Unleashed, just to go through all the different options and what you can do with it, and give you a few examples of how to use it. First of all, from the main screen you go over to the editor on the top right of the menu, and you get the option for livery editor, so we'll go into that. Now I'm going to create a new livery. When it does that, it shows on the bottom of the screen previous liveries I've created. We're going to go onto the large plus icon, pick a new car. This takes you to your car collection. As you can see, I've got a few cars already. But I'm going to create a livery for the Dodge Charger, the Roger Dodger. So let's select that. And when you first select a car, it gives you a completely blank slate, so you can start from scratch. So what I'm going to do with first is I'm going to change the glass. And I'm going to give the windows a tint, so you get the option to change the colour. So I'm going to go for a dark grey tint. So you can actually use the right stick to rotate the car around, so you can see how it looks, but I'm going to go for the really dark tint. Now what you can do is, instead of just selecting from this pick a colour box, you can go to Advanced Palette with Triangle, which gives you a choice of doing colour saturation and brightness controls, if you're more familiar with that kind of thing. And then you can save the colour. If you're planning to do a couple of items the same colour, you may as well save it out. It saves you having to try and recreate it every time. Well, for now, we're just going to go with this. So I didn't select it then, so let's select that. Let's go for the top grey, the dark one. There we go. Tyres I'm going to keep as black, although you can change the colour if you want. For the rims, you get a choice of colour and material for the rims. So if you look at the different materials, you've got enamel, which is the default. There's a lacquered metal, if you want a nice metal finish to the rims. Satin finish, a little bit less shiny. Opaque metal is a kind of a matte. Or you can go with opaque plastic, and depending if you want to colour it or have it shiny, but I might go for a lacquered metal, have nice shiny chrome rims, which I'm leaving the colour as white for the rims. Now if I go for the lacquered metal, just like that. Now you can change the colour if you want a slightly different metal. You can go to town on that, but I'm going to go with the white just to give it a nice chrome look. So next we've got the interior, which, as you would think, is the interior of the car. But with a car like this, which got the exposed engine and the exhaust to the side, that also is classed as the interior. Because the way this works is, if you have to think about how these Hot Wheels cars are made, you basically got a base, which is the chassis. You've got the interior, which is the sort of the metallic or the plastic bit, and that covers the seats and everything else inside the car. And then you've obviously got the external bodywork, which comes in the livery section. So as you see, when I change the interior, I'm going to go for the material. And if I go for the lacquered metal the same, you see that changes the engine and the exhaust as well, because that's all the same insert when the car's made. So for these with the exposed internals, as it were, you get to pick the colour for the seats and all this as well. If you haven't got the exposed stuff, then it's just the seats. So I'm going to go for the lacquered metal just to give the shiny exhaust and the engine. Again, keep it white like before. So the chassis is the bottom bit of the car. So I change material on that. So as you can see, when I change the colour for this bit, it's the bit at the bottom of the car, so it covers the headlights, the underside, the under tray. As you can see there, all the way up to the bumper. So what I might do on this is I might actually go for the metal again. Go for a metal underside on the car. Right, livery. This is where the meat of the livery editor is. So the first bit is change the colour and the material of the actual bodywork. So material wise, I'm going to keep it as enamel. Actually, I'll show you the different options. If I go and pick a nice red, let's go for that nice dark red, and I'll show you what the different materials do. So you can go for a glitter, if you want that sort of encrusted, glittery look. Enamel is just a normal paint job. Just kind of a gloss paint. Metal flake for that nice metallic effect. Blackered metal is a really shiny, like a chromed effect, which is quite cool. Satin finish is similar but matte. And then the ultra matte, or you can just go for plastic. It kind of looks a bit weird in plastic, but there we go. So what should we go for? Maybe go for that metal flake. That's nice and garish. We'll go for that one. I keep it in the red. Right, so you also get a chance to change materials for the stickers that you put on the car. And the stickers are basically what it calls all the different elements of your livery. So I'm going to keep it on the no material, so it'll just use them as stickers. But you can actually change them up to be the same sort of material as the paint finish on the car if you want. It's up to you how you want to do it. Right, so to actually add an item, we go on to add layer. Now this is the main camera where you decide where you want to put the livery on the car. You can actually hold down, press square, and then it gives you a free move around the car. Go back. Or you can choose left side, front, rear and above to where you want to put it. So we start on the right side. Confirm that. And it brings up all the different elements that you can put on the car. First one is various Hot Wheels stickers. Got some of the logos. Then you got various primitives, just like squares and things like that. A few more shapes. Typical for most livery editors you find in games. Various patterns that you would combine to create your livery. There's loads of different fonts as well, if you want to put numbers and letters and stuff on the car. So you can see loads of different typefaces. But if we start for now with the Hot Wheels, actually what I'll do is I will go for flame effect. So I'll put a flame effect on the wheels. So we'll pick this one maybe. I want to pick a colour. So if we go for a yellow flame effect, pick it as yellow. Right, and then it puts up the editor menu, the livery. You can just about see it on the top edge of the, just above the door. So my left stick is moving the livery around. As you can see, it's quite small. My turning the right stick, or moving the right stick, scales it. As you can see, it scales the whole thing, making it bigger and smaller. L2 and R2 rotate it. So you can see it rotates there. You can see up in the top corner where the rotation angle is, and also the scale. I'm going to do that, tells you how many percent it's scaled. Now, if I press square, that takes me back to the livery menu to select something else, because it's to switch it for another thing. And the left and right clicking, right click is sort of undoes the size, and left undoes the last operation you were doing. So they're basically two undo buttons if you click on the left and right sticks. So we'll scale this back up, rotate it round to, let's see what we want. So about 270 degrees. It's difficult to get it spot on. We'll do that. I'll move it over. Put it on the wheel. Scale it up a bit more. So I've got the flame effect there. Right. So once we've got that, I press X to print it. Now if I want that again on the other side, I will go back, select my layer, because it shows them all on there, and select that. I select mirror, put it on the other side. So that's nice and easy. It's a good way to quickly create deliveries. So I will add something else. I add another layer. And if I go above, now for this I'm going to put a stripe on the top of the car. So if I click the above, I'm going to go for a square. I'll go for the same yellow. As you can see, it's just a little square there. Now, if I wanted that as a stripe, if I just use the normal scaling, it does it both directions, which is not what I really want. So in order to get different operations, I need to hold down the L1 button. As you can see, this gives me another menu. Now, up and down, which actually gives me the depth. Yeah, so if I've got various layers on top of each other, using the depth, I'll raise it to the top or take it down to the bottom. We've got the left stick, which will do the angle, so you can skew it. If I just press the left stick to undo, that puts it back. And the right stick actually just changes it in the single direction. So instead of scaling it in one direction, I can scale it in whichever direction I want. Which a lot of the time is what you want to do. So if I just shrink it down as a stripe and expand it out. Now it doesn't let you put liveries over the glass. So if I put it down there, see if it'll let me extend it a bit further. Oh, skewed it on that. So I just move it over this way. Still want it a bit longer. Let's get it to the full stripe. Okay, move it along a bit. Still want it a bit longer. There we go. Down. This is more in the center. Right, so other options I've got is square is to mirror the item. It's a vertical mirror, and triangle will do a horizontal mirror. L2 and R2 is the opacity, so as you can see it's 100% there. So if I drop the opacity down, see how it goes more see-through. Take the opacity back up again to 100, and it gives me the stripe. Now, while I'm locked onto this shot where I picked the top, I can actually still move the car around. If I press R1, it puts you into camera controls, which allows me to use the right stick to rotate the camera around. Left stick moves up and down. Now the problem is if you change the view, moving the livery around is locked to the view you're on before. So if I try to move it left and right, it'll be all over the place because it's still locked to as if I'm looking down from above. So I can get that back by holding down the right stick. If I click the right stick, it puts me back to the view I was on before. Now if I use the triggers, I can zoom in and out. So if you want more detail on the liveries. So that's basic controls. I can again change the colour. But for now, I will click print. And head back. So now we've got the car with the flames on the side. And the gold stripe on the top. So now if I wanted to put another flame on the back wheel, I can select one of the previous flames, and you get the options of cut, copy and paste. L2 is cut, so it will remove it from that and I can paste it somewhere else. Square is copy, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy it and paste it somewhere else. But what I can also do is instead of just using the square, I can click on it, and then you get the options for transforming, just to resize it. I can move it somewhere else, change the color, mirror, cut, copy, add above and below, and delete. So instead of using the icons on the side, you can actually select this menu by actually clicking on the item. But for now, I'm going to hit square to copy it. And if I hit triangle to paste it, it asks where about I want to paste it on the levels. So I'm going to paste it just in there. So that's created it as number 2. So if I go into select that, and it flashes to let you know which bit of livery you are selecting, so you know what bit you're working on. So I am going to transform that. I'm going to move it over to the back. If I move it over to the back wheel, I'm going to shrink it down, rotate it a bit. Let's see how we want it. So if I put it on that wheel arch like that, confirm that, then I can then select it and then mirror that on the other side. And that is basically the controls. You can then go ahead and combine that to create whatever livery you want, using the controls on the right hand side, which I went through, or also the menus on the actual liveries. So actually, once you've finished your livery, say if I wanted to take that as completed, I will press the options button on this. So it's got the save. Saves on that. Shows you a little picture, and I can select the name. So I'm just going to call it Test Livery for now. Select one. Then you have to press save again. Save the name. There you go. It's project saved and exported successfully. If I share it, I'll be able to use it both local and online competitions, allowing other players to download and enjoy it, as it says. So if I share it, that means if I use it in a race, other people can see it, and other people can download it and use it as well. You can give it a tag, so I'll just give it original, classic, vintage, do vintage, original vintage. Press share again. Right, and that's shared successfully. Click OK. That'll take me back to delivery. So I want to back out of that. Exit without saving, because I have already saved it. Then what we have to do is go onto My Liveries. And you can see the liveries there. And we've got local liveries and shared liveries. So as you can see, this new livery I've created is shared, but it's not local. Because of some strange reason the way the game works, if you want to use it locally, I have to then download it as a local livery. So you go, once you've created it and you've shared it, go into shared liveries, click download, and then it appears in your local liveries. So now you've got it local, you can apply it to a car. So if I go back home, into my collection, so I've got the Roger Dodger with another livery on, and then I can change the livery, and it gives me the options of the one I've just created. So I click that, and then my Roger Dodger has now got the livery on. And that is a basic guide to the livery editor. Hopefully that's explained how you use it. Got any questions? Feel free to stick them in the comments. I've been Jimster71. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And until then, bye for now.